Good morning.
Sleepyheads.
It is right at 5:30 in the morning. We are loaded up. We are ready to roll. 500-mile day. Make sure she doesn't fall asleep on the back.
Nice.
But here's how we're looking today. That's the El Sandoval bag. That thing's pretty awesome. On the previous video, I was talking about it. It didn't make the cut for some reason. That's what you get for editing video late at night. But we have a rick rack bag. We were using the rick rack and decided that with the rick rack sitting already high, putting on jackets and stuff, it was just too top heavy. I didn't like it. My wife didn't like it behind her head like that. The El Sandoval bag is pretty daggone sweet. I've got a jacket and chaps in there for later. Everything else is we got some stuff in the saddlebags, the tour packs, got most of the camera gear and toiletries and things like that. Extra gloves. So we ain't gonna stay here long. We just wanted to say good morning.
See you in Branson.
We'll talk to you tonight.
talks about the Grey Ghost a lot, and I think if he ever had an option to get it, he would. So this is the Grey Ghost. I'm not gonna lie, it is a pretty bike. I love the old rustic look of the building. I'd love to do his office that way with the rustic stuff. But this is South Thunder, South Haven, Mississippi, Harley. Well, we're in South Haven, so they made an Old Miss bike here called the Flying Rebel. And this is going to be the Elvis bike because he was born in Tupelo, Mississippi. We stopped for gas, but we didn't ever get to see anything of his home, so I'm sure that's a ride M's been trying to get to for the last, I don't know, couple months, and it just seems the weather doesn't seem to cooperate with us. But here in South Haven, they've made bikes attributed to Ole Miss and Elvis.
We are in Truman, Arkansas. Somebody had a cramp. They had to stop and stretch. It's been pretty easy so far. And
About 300 miles?
we've gone about 260-ish, give or take.
260, okay. It'll be about 300 by the time we leave.
By the time we're heading to Jonesboro,
Arkansas.
a Harley Davidson to Jonesboro. And I think from there you'll be about 200 miles out, give or take. 220 maybe.
Probably, because we've probably been over 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we pulled into Jonesboro, Arkansas. This one's kind of a quaint, little out-of-the-way place. Not real busy, kind of small, but it really has a lot of motorcycles to look at. Even got one down here with a drag strip. We're gonna stop and get us a bite to eat here in Jonesboro. Then I think we're gonna be heading out soon to White Mountain Lake, something, Arkansas. So we'll see where our journey takes us next. So we've stopped in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and it's getting warmer. We left the house this morning at probably 5:30ish or so, and the heat's really starting to kick in. Not something we're not already accustomed to because we live in Alabama, of course, and the heat index has been 108 or so. So we're just gonna take a seat, grab a bite to eat, and continue on our journey. We're about halfway there. Got about, I don't know, 4 hours or so left. So far, but's doing okay.
All right, we just left the Cracker Barrel in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Had a little lunch.
I am full.
It was delicious. Hopefully we can stay awake now. We got about 210 miles to Branson, Missouri. We'll stop in about 120 and take a little short break and roll in the last, was that 100 miles, I guess?
100 miles, about 215 miles out.
So we'll keep rolling.
Gas.
Dana, where we at?
I don't have any earthly idea.
I thought you knew.
It's about 10 miles from Mountain Home, Arkansas. I ain't got no idea. We just went through Salem.
Yeah, Salem, that's right.
Home of the Hounds, the 3A state football team.
That's right.
What it takes to come
can show you.
But where?
Branson!
Day one is in the books. I'm deep.